Read the label on a blood pressure supplement and you'll find something called a proprietary blend. It sounds like a formula secret, something a company worked hard to develop and doesn't want a competitor copying. Under supplement labeling rules, it's actually a loophole. A company can combine 4 or 5 active ingredients under one total weight and never break out how much of any single one you're getting. You see the total, you never see the parts. We looked at 6 blood pressure supplements sold under some of the most recognizable names on the shelf and some of the least. 3 bury their doses inside blends like that. 3. Put every milligram on the label, matched to the amount used in the actual clinical research behind the ingredients. Before the list, you should know this. A supplement ingredient only works at the dose it was studied at. Mega Natural BP grapeseed extract, the ingredient behind most of the supports healthy blood pressure claims on this list, was studied in human trials at 150 to 300 milligrams a day. CoQ10's blood pressure research generally used 100 to 200 milligrams daily. Magnesium's vascular benefits show up around 300 to 400 milligrams. Piconogenol and gotu-kola, the ingredients behind arterial support claims, were studied together at roughly 100 and 260 milligrams. These numbers matter because a company is legally allowed to put an ingredient's name on the front of the box the moment it's present in any amount, even a fraction of a milligram. The dose is what separates an ingredient doing something in your body from an ingredient doing something for the marketing copy. If a label hides that ingredient inside a blend, instead of listing its own number, there is no way to know which one you actually bought. Number 3. Force Factor Total Beets Blood Pressure Support Chews. Retails around $22 for a 30-day supply. The label lists a Total Beets BP Support Super Blend, beetroot powder, Mega Natural BP grapeseed extract, nitrate powder, and L-citrulline, all combined under one total weight. Force Factor's own marketing cites a clinical study showing Mega Natural BP PHE supports better systolic blood pressure, but that study used Mega Natural BP on its own at a specific studied dose. Once it's inside a 4-ingredient blend, you cannot confirm you're getting anywhere near that amount. The product is third-party tested for contaminant safety. It is not tested to confirm the label claimed dose of any single active ingredient because the label doesn't claim one. 2 soft chews a day sounds simple enough, but simple is exactly the problem. You have no way to know if that serving delivers 150 milligrams of the active ingredient or 15. At the same price now Foods charges for a fully disclosed dose of the identical patented ingredient. You're paying for a blend, not a dose. Number 2. Generic Amazon private label blood pressure formulas. You've seen these 13 herbs and vitamins, advanced blood pressure complex, names that change from listing to listing. They typically run $20 to $35 for a 60 to 90 day supply. The pattern is consistent. Hawthorn, hibiscus, garlic, olive leaf, force cullen, green tea, and half a dozen more, all stacked into one undisclosed complex. No brand history behind the name. Often manufactured by whichever contract facility is cheapest that quarter, with the formula quietly changed between batches. Third-party lab results, when they exist at all, are rarely published where a customer can find them. When 13 ingredients share one undisclosed weight, the realistic dose of any single one is measured in single-digit milligrams, nowhere near what the studies behind those ingredients actually used. And because these listings rotate constantly, with sellers relaunching under near-identical names, once reviews turn negative, there's rarely a track record to check before you buy. A product with no history is a product with no accountability. Number 1 on the negative half, and this one's different. Nature Made CoQ10. Nature Made is USP verified, and to their credit, this product is not hiding anything. One ingredient, one clearly listed dose, 100, 200, or 400 milligrams depending which bottle you buy. The problem isn't the label, it's what you're actually paying for. This is not a blood pressure specific formula. It's plain CoQ10, the same molecule and often the same dose you get from a store brand bottle for less, riding on a trusted name with no additional blood pressure focused research, dosing strategy, or combination behind it. You're not being deceived here. You're paying a brand premium for a commodity ingredient with nothing else added to justify the markup. If you're specifically shopping for blood pressure support, a single undifferentiated CoQ10 bottle isn't a formula. It's an ingredient with a well-known name attached. If you want to know whether your own bottle is hiding its dose behind a blend, subscribe. We break down labels so you don't have to. Now let's talk about the 3 worth buying. Number 3. Now Foods Blood Pressure Health. Roughly $25 to $32 for a 90 capsule supply. The label lists exactly what's inside. 150 milligrams of mega natural BP grapeseed extract, standardized to 90% polyphenols, and 300 milligrams of standardized hawthorn extract, the same patented grapeseed. Ingredient force factor uses at a dose that actually matches the clinical research behind it. Now manufacturers under NPA A-rated GMP certification, meaning that production and testing process has been independently audited, not just self-reported. Same active ingredient as the force factor product on the negative half of this list. The difference is that here, you can actually verify what you're taking against the research it's based on, instead of taking the company's word for it. Number 2. Life Extension Arterial Protect. Around $18 to $24 for a 30-day supply. 2 ingredients, both dosed to match the clinical trials behind them. 100 milligrams of pisanogenol, a patented French maritime pine bark extract, and roughly 260 milligrams of Centellicum gatu cola extract. That combination was studied specifically for arterial plaque stability and blood flow in controlled trials, out of the same research group, cited in Force Factor's own marketing claims, except here, the doses on the label match the doses in the study. One caveat worth knowing, Life Extension has drawn FDA scrutiny in the past over broader marketing language on other products in their catalog, so it's worth reading claims on any of their products with a critical eye. This specific formula's dosing, though, is fully disclosed and matches the published research, which is the exact standard the negative half of this list failed to meet. And number 1, Thorne Magnesium Bisglycinate. Around $30 to $35 for a 60 serving supply. 1 ingredient, 200 milligrams of elemental magnesium per serving in the bisglycinate form, chosen specifically for better absorption and less digestive upset than cheaper magnesium oxide. Magnesium's role in vascular relaxation and healthy blood pressure is one of the better supported mineral relationships in cardiovascular research, generally studied in the 300 to 400 milligram daily range, including diet. Thorne's formula is NSF certified for sport, meaning every batch is independently tested not just for what's in it, but for what isn't. Nearly 300 banned substances screened out by a lab, with no financial stake in the result. The bisglycinate form also matters practically, not just chemically. Standard magnesium oxide, the kind in a lot of drugstore bottles, is poorly absorbed and known for causing loose stools, which is exactly why a lot of people quit taking magnesium before it has a chance to help. Bisglycinate avoids that. Here's the direct contrast with where we started. Force Factor buries its clinically studied ingredient inside a 4-part blend at a similar price point. Thorne puts 1 ingredient on the label, at a dose you can actually verify, tested by an outside lab instead of the manufacturer's own word. 6 supplements. 1 real question. Is the dose on the label the dose that was actually studied? 3. Hide the answer inside a blend. 2. Put the exact number in front of you, matched to the research. And 1 is honest about its single ingredient but isn't really formulated for blood pressure at all. It's just a well-known name on a commodity molecule. A quick note before you go, several ingredients covered here, including nitrates, magnesium, and COQ10, can interact with blood pressure medication and blood thinners. This is general information, not medical advice. Talk to your doctor before starting or stopping any supplement, especially if you're currently managing blood pressure with medication. Subscribe if you want more label breakdowns like this one. Drop a comment with the supplement you want us to check next. I'm Dr. James, and I'll see you in the next one.